What should you do after selling your 2-bedroom condominium? Let's go! Hi guys, my name is Marcus, and these days I've been getting a lot of listings, and many of them are 2-bedroom units where the owners keep asking me the same question, which is what should they do after selling their 2-bedroom condo. So I decided to create this content to benefit those people who are out there, because maybe you are in similar situations or maybe your friends are in similar situations. So I'm going to use a case study to break this down today for your own reference to see what you can do for yourself. Oh, by the way, I went to Google, on YouTube and online to find similar content like this, but I am not able to find anyone that breaks down numbers like I do in order to provide value. So if you found this helpful, do me a favor, tap the like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because this encourages us to create more contents like this. Thank you. So there are a total of 3 recommendations that I have, but before we go on to that, let me give you some context. This client is single, earning a 6-figure annual income, lives with his parents, drives a car, and in terms of his risk appetite, I would say that it's on a moderate level, because 3 years ago when he was in his 20s, he basically wiped out all his savings to buy this 950,000 condo from me. So let me know, what do you think? Is it low, medium or high risk appetite? Which one do you think this client is? Let me know in the comments. Now fast forward to this day, the owner bought it at 950,000. Today we are listing the property at $1.25 million, which is a 300,000 gross profit margin. And back then, right, 3 years back, he already knew very clearly that when he collects his keys, he wants to sell and then buy another property. Okay, so much for the context. As promised, let me give you 3 options that you can take. Number 1, rent out the property for cash flow. Number 2, sell and buy a 2-bedder in a better location, because this unit is actually in the outskirts of Singapore. And number 3, last but not least, sell and buy a 3 or 4-bedder within the same area as well. No right, no wrong for this. It's really up to individual needs and wants. But at the end, I'll share with you what are my recommendations in this particular situation. Number 1, rent out the property for cash flow. This becomes a very popular option. Why? Because for this owner, he actually has some CPF OA balance. That means once he rents out, gets the rental income in cash. However, he's using CPF to service the mortgage. So in this term, we call it sort of like using CPF to trade for cash, which appears very attractive to many of the people out there. However, downside of this is that when you're renting out the unit to a tenant, right, the tenant may not be so cooperative in terms of the viewing times. That means sometimes the buyers will not be able to view at the preferred timing. Number 2, condition may not be in the condition you want, because if you want to sell the property fast, right, most likely the tenants will still have boxes lying around, cartons lying around, or maybe they may not have similar taste that makes the unit look not that nice. Plus, sometimes buyers prefer to buy some things that are brand new, nobody lived in before. Thirdly is that because most of the condos in the outskirts, right, I would say 70% of the units are owner occupied, about 20% are tenanted units, meaning if you rent it out for a year, most likely you'll be cutting off 70% of the buyers who want to move in to own stay. So good thing, positive cash flow. Bad thing, they may not be able to fetch top dollar because you are making it become a resale property instead of a brand new TOP unit. Now, to sum things out, for option number 1, if you're looking to sell a property very soon to cash out to buy the next house, reconsider renting out the property. Now, option number 2, sell away the 2-bedroom in the outskirts and buy a 2-bedroom in a better location. This is something that you must not miss. Why? Because people always look at just the profit quantum. How big is it? Example, you see this owner make $2 million and you'll be like, wow, this kind of money is you can never save. However, the purchase quantum was $25 million. So if you give me $1 million or a $2 million profit, $1 million from a $3 million purchase versus a $2 million profit from a $25 million purchase, I will go for the 1 million anytime. So this is a website that I use all the time. It's called squarefoot.com. However, as a consumer, you have limited access. This shows us the annualized profit in percentage, which gives us a clearer calculation of how much they actually make and an apple-to-apple comparison. For this case study, I use Park Esta and Riverfront Residences purely because the fact that they launched at similar time. Park Esta is actually at Eunos MRT station. For Riverfront Residences, is about 10 minutes walk from Hougang MRT station. And if you look at the annualized profit of the top profit making transaction, just solely on the 2-bedroom units, the highest annualized profit for Park Esta was 8.1% compared to Riverfront Residences for the 2-bedroom. The highest annualized annualized profit was 6.8%. Plus, if you look at the top 20 profit-making transactions, right, most of Park Esta were at about 6 point something, 7 point something percent. However, for riverfront residences, majority of them were on the 5% annualized profit margin. So that tells us very clearly, today, if you have the budget to upgrade to a property, a 2-bedroom closer to town, that will actually give you more advantage to make more profit. So that works. Now, since point number 2 and point number 3 are closely similar and somewhat contradicts one another, let me finish point number 3, the details first, and then I'll give you the pros and cons of each of the options. Now, by the way, if you're still in this video, the KPI for the team is to hit 3,000 subscribers by end of January, and if you could help us do so, I'll do a free giveaway, a free iPad to thank all of you. Let's go. Option number 3, selling away the 2-bedroom to buy a 3-bedroom in the outskirts as well. This is the option that I gave my client right from the beginning, which is the game plan. And why is that so? Because if you look at riverfront residences in Hougang, the 2-bedroom 721 square feet highest annualized profit was 6.8%, and the profit was 270k. Compared to the 3-bedroom unit at 1066 square feet, total profit was 353,000, and the annualized profit was higher at 7.6%. Next, if you look at Park Esta in Sims Avenue as well, the 2-bedroom units were actually sold highest at annualized profit at 8.1% based on square foot, and the 3-bedroom, guess what? The highest annualized profit was 10.2%, which is way higher. If you look at the absolute profit margin for the 3-bedroom was 459,000, close to $500,000 AD, and the 2-bedroom was 314,000. Which brings me to the point why. If you have a family, how many people will want to live with 2 kids, 1 helper, 1 couple in a 2-bedroom units? Most likely you'll be stacking on top of each other every night. Most of the time, if people could afford, they would want to go for a 3-bedroom and compromise on the location itself. Because if you didn't know, 47% of new launch buyers who buy in new properties, right, actually come with an HDB address. That means 50% of the buyer pools are HDB upgraders. So let me know how many of your friends, after selling off their HDB to upgrade to a condo, they still don't have kids. Let me know if you have many of them, but most of them will have a kid and most likely a helper, because now they can afford to have 1. So after sharing with you the 3 possible options, now the final showdown is which one should you go for. In summary, number 1, renting out the property. For this case, because the client wants to sell off at a profit to move on to the next property as soon as possible, that we will not be considering. Option number 2, buying a 2-bedroom condo closer to town. Yes, this will appear very sexy, because why, as a bachelor, staying near town, close to all the amenities will be very, very attractive. However, we need to consider what are the future buyers, which brings me to point number 3. Earlier on, we showed you, based on the numbers, 3-bedrooms generally make more profit from the 2-bedroom. So I would see 2-bedroom condos as a starter home, a starting investment for most young consumers. But however, I would say that today, it really depends on the situation, because this is specific to a single buyer. So before I end, I would like to disclaim this recommendation is specific to this client who is single. Because when you are married with kids, your consideration factors will be way more complex. If you need help, consult a professional, call me or leave a comment in the comment section. If there are enough requests for specific profiles, I'm happy to do another content based on that. So that's all we have for today. I would like to remind everyone to do your due diligence by tapping the like button, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell, because like that, then you will not miss any videos like this. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments or give me a call. I'm happy to assist. This is Marcus Luah. Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon.